Hey, does that work now? I'm trying. Hey, does that work now? There we go. All right, cool. So now everything's, I think, back to normal. Sorry about that. Some of you guys came and went. There was like 5 of you that were here earlier and then you left, I guess. Couldn't hear anything. Oh, we're back. See how it sounds? Oh, it's hot up in here. I'm trying. Hey, does that work now? There we go. All right, cool. What's up, Mona? Hey. Back to normal. Problem is, you guys cannot hear the music, and we're down that road again. So, I guess it's whatever I'm going to figure out. I hear music in the background. Sounds great. What's up, James? Oh, I know what to do. Oh, you guys have something. Let's give you some of this. I think we're going to be on the same music then. I'm going to change my music. Otherwise, I'm going to get too confused. Come on now. Man, I had a great lineup, too. I had a great lineup for music. If that works, good afternoon, Rusty. Yeah, speaking of Rusty. So you guys came and went. There was like 5 of you that were here earlier. Check 1 2. I'm just listening on my phone real quick. Make sure everything sounds good. It's been a few weeks. All right, cool. Everything sounds good. Awesome. And I do have my ability to have, because here on my live streams I get a little cheesy and a little fun. I like to have a little fun. Do have my always have my soundboard. Hey, go away. Right? Yes. Oh, there it is. I can hear you all applauding. Whew, a little hot. Try one more time. All right, there we go. Sounds better now. Feels good. Feels like I put on everything. I'm not running around naked. So what's up, Rusty? Rusty, I got. Speaking of him, I have some goods that Rusty sent. So here's another applause for him. Send me some stickers. Thought that was awful kind of him to send it over here to me, over here at the shop. And I'm not gonna give away all the information, but anyways, look over there over here in the little screen. Rusty sent me some stuff. I think it's in this one right here. Yeah. Sent me some of these. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. The lighting's a little harsh. But anyways, he sent me a real big one, about the size of this right here. And I could show you, but it's hanging. Well, here, I'll show you. All right, so you guys don't need me looking at. Okay. All right, sorry, I don't want to get you sick either, but yeah, there you go, Rusty. There's your sticker along with a multitude. There's some of Zoe's stickers, your bros. It's listed a whole bunch over the years. So this is where your stickers go. So that right there. And give a nice applause to Urs for saying that. I think it was really cool, man. Is YouTube streaming better than Facebook streaming? I don't know, man. It just depends on what you're trying to grab, right? If you're trying to grab your Facebook following, or you're trying to grab your YouTube following. I have a lot of views on Facebook. Some people are definitely not going to like my views, but I'm telling you, days before. I don't say days. It's going to be a little bit. I don't want to put a confinement on time on me. I'm getting tired of that place. Let's put it that way. So appealing to that crowd all the time is becoming a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. I like my YouTube following because if you're actually going to sub to my channel, you follow me, you know who I am to an extent. But in this case, on my YouTube channels, it's, I'm a pilot, and that's where I like to leave it. But you're coming to see me do wings, FPV stuff, mainly wings. And that's what you're going to get. You get on Facebook, it's totally different. So, I don't know. I have differing views that a lot of people probably just don't like, and I just don't. I'm just tired of the environment. So I don't know how much longer I'll even be on that. So it just depends on what kind of audience you're trying to grab, right? So that's really what it boils down to. Trying to grab the Facebook community and what's in there, or you're trying to grab your YouTube community and whomever's in there. And typically, I like to just deal with my honestly with my YouTube community. You may not believe that, but that's actually the truth. And just like I stated before, because if you are subbed to my channel and you got notifications on, then you have a desire to see more of the content that I'm providing for you. And I try to keep everything else away from that. You know, we're all humans. We all have our beliefs and ideals and yada yada yada. But that's not why you came to my channel. And I'm not saying you can't have those, right? But there's an environment for that, right? So enough of that. So speaking of which, I think the last time I did a stream, I think we were outside actually freestyling, right? I've been doing some live streams occasionally and doing that, right? Trying to test it out, see if it's even worth doing, see if people actually like it. Yeah, some people do. You know, just depends. And then, like, is it really worth the time to post up a live stream when we're flying? You know, if people like that, we'll see. But I do know that you guys seem to like all the build stuff and seem to like the repair stuff. So I'm just gonna keep going with that. And of course, I'm not gonna stop doing freestyle vids. That's never gonna end. Let's see. And I spoke to a person today. Is that you? Is that you in there? Miguel, is that you? It's a delayed echo. Headset. Shit, on a stick. You got a delayed echo. I thought everything was sounding great. You guys came and landed for like 5 minutes. Oh, there's delayed echo. Check 1 2. I'm just listening on my phone real quick. Make sure everything sounds good. Oh, there's delayed echo. I'm gonna check one more time. It's good now. Okay. Check 1 2. I'm just listening on my phone real quick. Make sure you're hearing that on there. All right, so we're good. Get me sidetracked. Squirrelitis. I'm telling you right now, man. That's just the way it is. You'll get me sidetracked quick. So let's not do that. All right, so we were talking about as far as anything on the bench and in the shop. Last time you saw me here is when I completed the spec lane, and you guys, a lot of people seem to like that one, which is the white version of this, which is the original version of what this is. Well, believe it or not, that one's damaged too. So I'll tell you how these both have been flying. But you go back and you see the build vids, you can see what I did to these frames, how I built them, put them together. Yeah, it's been having some a lot of love here. This spec has been flying phenomenal, absolutely great. And I'll be honest with you, this one right here was a little bit of a hit and miss. I didn't quite like it at the beginning. I don't say I didn't like it. It was, my expectations were not met. I don't think they were that high. But it just wasn't flying in the beginning the way I wanted it to fly. And it goes to find out that it was just my iX20. I'm still learning how to use it. I know now more. But back when we were doing it with this, it just wasn't maneuvering the way I wanted to maneuver. It wasn't as tight. It wasn't like I expect a spec wing to act, right? Even though it's 4S and you run a bigger battery up front, you know, it's heavier, blah, blah, blah. It still had some expectations that I was like, I know this didn't fly better than this. So it finally turned out it was just my tune and the transmitter. Once when I figured that one out, it opened up. It became a new animal. It was just a whole completely new airframe from the previous flights in like a week and a half that I've been flying it. It's a great long range bird, believe it or not. I mean, as far as long range, let's keep it in perspective. I think most people don't really understand what long range is, so let me keep it like this. So it's medium range. You can get it out as far as the battery will go, as long as you're running the right components, and it actually flies very well in all those kind of conditions. And that's all I'm going to have to say about that. It does freestyle. Freestyles pretty damn well, to be honest. And it's shocking because it's running 4S, and it's sort of like a 3,000 milliamp, sometimes 4,000 milliamp battery, which is a lot of weight up front. Plus, if you're going to add any kind of like HD recording device, in this case, it was the Insta360 version 2. Courtesy Ed Ricker. Flew great. It really did. It flew amazing. I was shocked. I thought any other time in the past, well, here I got one right here. So I've been flying like with these on here, and which are the run cam, the old, boxy rectangular ones. You've tried your sessions. I don't have one handy right now, one of my broken ones, but they're just around here. You know what I'm talking about, right? Usually those frames, or these frames right here, these spec frames, whether it's a super or a regular, Spec. Anytime you throw those kind of bulky things on there, it really drastically changes the flight characteristics of the aircraft to the point where it's like, man, I want to capture the video, but this looks like garbage. So that way that went, and we've always been, at least Rue and I have been on this little quest of trying to find a good HD recording device, and it seems like the Insta is the one that's going to actually do it, the V2, so the one that's currently out, right? Or is there two versions? All I know, it's the white one that's looks like a pill. Ed told me make sure everybody understands the V2, so there you go with that. So long story short, and right now I've been, if you watch the build videos, you know I'm running a Tarsier Cadix V2, and I try to post some videos of it. That was the HD system that I decided to run on it. Not too happy with it. Sometimes it's okay, but it's got to be like perfectly calm wind. Just you got to be at a place where the wind will stay at a steady calm rate, or the wind itself in general just needs to be 10 and below, because the video just gets it's too bouncy. And that's where the Insta comes in, really helps out, smooth everything out, smooth the edges out. But I don't know if this is broken, but the bottom line is that I was flying it the other day, and after I'd already broken my other one, met up with Ed, and we went to go fly our normal spot. My batteries weren't fully charged because they self-discharge, and over time, I decided I was going to fly it up anyways. I needed to get some air therapy. I was like, I just need this damn thing up. And then I got stuck in the moment. I have no OSD on there. There's no voltage. And the only way I usually tell is by my timer that I have built in. Like I've figured out the time I could run. Or it's when I hear, if it's close enough, when I hear the pitch change on the motor. So if I'm sticking at a certain throttle position, and then I can just tell. And over time, it's something I've inherited. That's how it was coming down, and it was fine. But this time, wasn't close, couldn't hear it. And then I know when it's going to go bad, there's a certain kind of image that will pop across your FPV image, right, in your goggles that you will see, at least with this one, this Tarsier. Puts out on like a semi-digital analog mixed, both. If you know what like DJI, when it interferes with the analog, that little bar it puts across, that digital kind of solid bar. When this thing loses power, it sends you kind of like a both. They're like both, and they pop up real quick. As soon as it pops up, that you're like, it's time. You're landing wherever you are. You're coming down immediately. Better find a spot. And that's exactly what happened with this. And I could chop throttle. I got that. I knew right away what was going down. So I did what I could to put it in a spot where I know we could find it, which I did. And I tried to save it. I absolutely tried to save it. Rue was looking, Ed was looking, and I tried to pop my goggles off, look left, get some LOS on it. They saw it. They were trying to help me out, so I pulled back a little bit towards the end, just right, like in my mind, I was still in it, knowing it's ready to descend. I was guessing, obviously, but it was still in my opinion in my brain, and I'm thinking as they're talking to me, and I'm still holding the transmitter, goggles off. I'm like, just flare it up, just also slightly. And in the video, you actually see it comes down, and right towards the end, you see that like flare up. That saved it because it was going straight down, spiraling, death spiral. Flared up right in the minute, and it hit it hard. This is a football field with a track around it at a middle school. Of course, it was closed. It was not open. No activity. It was a weekend evening, so we played it safe. And it hit the track and did some damage. So here we are with this one. Cap came off, so I lost the top of Alex's antenna. Don't know if that's going to interfere with it. I want to say it probably will, but that's okay. Ever so slightly, a little bit of flex. Now, if you remember in the video when I built this thing, there was none, zero. I could go out here on the edges. Let's see, now on the edges I get it. So that means that usually when you do this kind of flex right here, what I found over time is that it's the spars have loosened in the middle section right here. When you crash and you go down on a wing, and you're, especially when you're nose down or any kind of cockeyed, but predominantly in a nose position down, what tends to break the most is the center section, right? People don't put shock cords in it like Lee does a crash test hobby, which I think we should be doing, because that disperses that energy around the entire frame versus letting just the frame in the front and all the energy just go back and and this stuff's going forward based on physics. So this is where it tends to break a lot. I haven't really looked at it. All right, so now I'm just assessing the damage because all I did was pick it up, put it in the car, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not flying. Rue had been on a bad streak with FPV. I call them FPV herpes, but it's like, I don't want that, right? I don't want the FPV herpes. And Rue had it for like 3 weeks to a month. We were talking about it the other day, and then I think it was Marty was out here last weekend, and then Marty got it. He started crashing a lot. And I started crashing a lot that late that night, and with his stuff. But then it was the next day rolling into my stuff, so I was like, damn it, now I've got it. So I'll pass it on to somebody else here, hopefully soon. But yeah, everybody, I think you know what I mean. Everybody has very good ups of FPV, and then you'll ride that high for a while, but like everything's working great, everything's fine, no crashes, no nothing, or if they are, they're minimal. And you keep being airborne every day, like it's it's just an everyday occurrence with no issues. And then you forget that there's that bottom where you will drop off and it will be really crappy and everything fails and everything's falling apart. So it happens to everybody. So you feel like you ever have that moment and you're like, Jesus, like everything is screwing up, whether it's quads or wings or whatever. So it happens in quad world all the time. ESC's out, motors bent, you're out of the props that you need, you're out, this or that or the other. VTX craps out on a gentle landing, or the all-in-one 4-in-1 board goes out on a gentle landing or something like that, you know what I mean? Or some water gets inside there on an accident on just that part of grass that actually had a little bit of dew on it, fries your board, right? I've been there. Those weeks, those are part of the bottoms of FPV, but you got to make sure, remind yourself that that's not always the case. You'll go back up and be good again, just like being at the top and having a great and wonderful time with FPV doesn't stay there. You always have some dips, so just remember that. Otherwise, I would quit a long ass time ago. This thing had much of a payload, Mona says. Yeah, not much. Like we're not running a GoPro session or any kind of heroes for that matter. It's really what we've boiled down to. Originally, we were running a Tarsier. Didn't like really the video. The video looks good. It's just shaky, right? And the wings, you got a lot of shake going on. We found the Insta-Go, or the Insta360 Go V2. That's why there's a lot of tape right up here. Tape up here was not for the crash because I haven't even assessed that damage. All this tape right here was literally us just testing out the Insta, and I was just strapping it old school way of strapping HD cams down on frames. Because there were years ago where we didn't have 3D printers, so we were having to figure out a way to stick a GoPro on these things. And there's a tape method that I've come to understand and use, and that's how we get these down, and that's what you're seeing right there. On the other one, though, that's a little different. That's a lot of damage repair. All right, so go ahead and take it. Let's dig into this and see what we got going on. So that was the crash, and yeah. And Rusty, thanks for the pictures. Oh, and the t-shirt. You also sent me a t-shirt. So, show you that. 3D foam. So we'll hang this up. I've got a spot where I have shirts too. So it's pretty cool. And we'll throw him another nice hey. Thank you. Because that was kind of cool. So we're going to build this thing back. It's not, it looks crappy. Got a little twist. But we will be able to build this back. We're going to build it back. Yep, we sure will. So let's look at the damage. I'm going to also do this. All right. Well, this has definitely popped up the nose. Get me here with the glasses off. Remember, I check messages as we move along, so if you don't see me say anything, just popping it up. There's Elvin. Yep, 10 years, man. That's what we are, right? We're 10 years this year, both you and I think. Right? Yeah, for me, no, I'm over. Yeah, I'm over. I got in October 2010 when I got introduced to FPV. And then I didn't really start flying really hardcore, like all the time, until like March 2011, when I started getting my components and everything, figuring shit out. And my first wing was a crash test hobby wing. All right. So yeah, it's been 10 years for sure, man. Crazy, dude. I can't believe it. Maybe now, starting to feel like it's 10 years. Maybe now. Starting to feel my age a little bit past month. But a lot of times it's not. It doesn't feel like 10 years. But man, we've done a lot of crap for something we started off as a hobby, right? Some of us have turned it into careers, to be honest with you. Like these frames have to go speaking of which, they're a demo come Thursday and Friday. I can't discuss much more than that. I'm under an NDA, but it's a drone contract. So, I parlayed what I've done working in the drone industry. And before all that, and I still do it, is, I've been all over the damn country because of it. Wonderful sponsors. So yeah, you turn my hobby into a semi-pseudo career, I guess. All right, so I'm looking at the damage right now, and if I got sidetracked, just let me know and remind me. I'll keep talking. We are legends. You know what was weird, Elvin? I heard the other day, and we're not trying to do this other than it was just weird to hear it. Heard a few people start throwing the GOAT term around towards me, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of cool to even think that way, but I'm like, that's weird. Very, very weird. Very weird. It's just a passion, something we love to do, I mean, the quirk about me is I'll fly every single day. I will fly every single day. I just do. I have. It's not like something new. It's something wrong with my brain, I guess, maybe. But a lot of it's, FPV has been a lot of therapy for me. It's a way to disconnect a little bit. It's a way to just focus my mind. It's a way to lower my blood pressure. It's a way to calm down and just, chillax, I guess, right? So the majority of the time, that's what it's been for me. And then all these extra benefits of experiences that I've gotten in to do courtesy of my sponsors, it's been fantastic. Okay, so I had a little damage right here on the harness. I know this is a little bit hard to look at, but anyways, I'm running this TBS VTX Pro 32. I'm impressed, right? So I'm giving you also all the feedback since the build. I love the performance. Did really well. Overheats, definitely still, just like any other Unifies. Still gets heat, but of course we're running in the conditions I don't think Trappy was really intending for this to be in, which is we're running this inside an actual fixed wing. When majority of this stuff's really for quads, right? When it comes down to it, Trappy's really kind of more catering to the multi-rotor than he is, his roots, which are wings. But still runs great. Still like it. Alex's antenna right here. This is just the Pro, the Ion Pro, I think it was. Yeah, wonderful. Did great. When you start getting that distance, though, I'm not going to get into all the details, but you're cruising 399, you're at some distance and stuff, and you start banking or whatever, you'll start to get some scratch in your analog, but you're okay. You get close, you're fine. Do you remember I was running these ESCs that I got from Pyrodrone, I think it was? I think that's the one I got it from. I can't remember. Is it Pyrodrome? Rue's going to have to verify on that. This was the biggest Achilles heel of the whole build, was this ESC. I'm not just running the damn T-motor spec, right? It's not like it's a giant motor. Running on a 6.4 prop. Yes, I'm running 4S, so I'm really jacking it up a little bit. But this thing was rated to 80. Not even close. This thing gets to like the 40, and the thermal cuts off constantly. So I've learned to live with it because once I keep it at a certain throttle range, this thing will just go for, on a 4,000, I think I was getting 35 minutes or 30 minutes flight time, 35 maybe. If you're pushing, I think, and I need some verification. I can't quite remember. But because lately all I've been doing is freestyle with it, right? In the beginning was all long, medium range, whatever, long range. Now it's been freestyle, and freestyle I get about 13 minutes, 15 minutes. I'll get a good amount, especially if running 4S. That's 15 minutes of freestyle, just going at it. It's not jacking the throttle up and down. As long as you don't hold it on this ESC, you won't get the thermal cutoff. It's when you're holding it up at about 3/4, 80% typically and up for anything longer than, I don't know, probably 30 seconds, then it will thermal cut off. And I mean, I've got this thing scooped out bottom. I got an entrance, intake, and an outtake right here. Plenty of vacuum going on to get all that heat out. Once I did a little more heat opening right down here, that actually helped my VTX. So my VTX handles a lot better now. So it goes, because it will thermal cut off as well. So it's outside of that, that's really the only issue I've had with it. I'll be honest, this Tarsier V2, the FPV component part of it, like just having as your camera viewing, is not bad at all. It's actually really good. So it reminds me of the Caddx Ratel V1. If you remember that one, you can see that you can use that one at night. I think I have it somewhere. A pile of stuff. Looks like this, but it's not that one. Where is it? That one. But anyways, day and night, the Ratel 1, the original, at least this kind, was phenomenal in the evening. God, it was great. It's beautiful, clear. You didn't have a lot of ISO, digital noise going on. It had, whatever it was going on was nice, but they changed it when they did the V2, and so it's not bad, but it's just not as good. But this FPV camera on here is pretty decent. So right away, when I'm looking in here, I can see it already. My battery bay. I'll show you guys up here. Battery bay popped loose. So right here, got some damage. Battery bay's popped up. Okay, and that's part of the structural integrity of this frame, right? It's all this stuff works together, right? When you build it all together to create a solid frame. So when part goes bad, then it's going to kind of like a domino effect. I'm going to peel it all off. Oh, yeah, poke a little bit of the. Try to zoom in a little bit for you guys, okay? That way you're not looking out so far out. That should be better. I think that should be good. How big is the wing community on the East Coast? We were asking that a little bit a while ago. It is growing again. How about that? So there's been a lull for some time, and all that's because of the situation that we've all been going in with the global crap, right? And that shut everything down. And in the meantime, the organization that was at the forefront has been going through some changes with board members and getting things back to where they want it. And so that's taken some time. And in the interim of during that happening, some pilots have also started to form another league. I don't know if they're going to work together in conjunction. I'm out of doing all that, so I'm strictly just a pilot. I'm not doing that. That was my last time dabbling in any of that. And unfortunately, because of the situation that popped up, right, for everybody globally, that stopped my time of sitting on the board of the other organization was at the forefront, right? And we didn't really accomplish much just because everything was shut down. So there was no need to really, at that time, do a lot of talking and sitting together and figuring out stuff, which we probably should have in hindsight, to be honest, but we didn't. And so it's growing again. So there's more people getting into it on the East Coast. That's for sure happening. The ones that are on their fourth race right now this season already is up in Virginia. Then you got some people overseas getting into it. You know, it's starting to pick up. And I think that's a good thing. I look forward to that. I look forward to some races. I went to one earlier this summer. A nice time. And that's another win in my belt. But we'll wait and see how stuff goes before I head up there again on that one. So yeah, things are picking up. All right, if you guys remember when we were doing this build, we used that PET laminate that Chris Click sends with his builds. I don't know if he does with all of them, but I would suggest getting that if you're not going to compete at a high level with these wings, right? And then I'm being honest. Well, I will not be putting these on ones I compete with. Not even close. So if you think I'm coming to a race putting PET lamb on my spec, you're sadly mistaken, because it weighs more, right? It just weighs more. But for an everyday flyer and somebody who's going to go to maybe a local race and do something to that effect, PET lamb is actually really good because it makes it strong as shit. It makes it super duper strong, and it really, really makes the frame fly amazing. People are like, "Well, what do you mean laminate's going to make your airframe fly amazing? Well, because I don't have all the wrinkles and dimples and all the crap that goes that happens in, you know, laminate that's thin, maybe not good as quality, and will leave wrinkles during your lamination process. And you'll do whatever you can to get it out, and then over time it'll come back, and so that just disrupts airflow, right? It just makes it rough when it goes over the airframe. It's just what it does. So the smoother it stays, the better the airframe is going to fly. And in this case, this PET stuff on this lamb right here and this thick stuff on this aircraft makes it fly amazing. And so I wanted to duplicate that and put it on the other one over there too. So I put it over there on the V3, or yeah, the V3, which we're going to get to in a minute. I'm going to assess the damage first. What I do on both of these before we get into the rebuild process. So we see the nose popped out. All right. Well, it didn't pop out, but it definitely got loose. Let's flip it back over. So we know we have battery bay completely separated. Let's see if we get this on. Try the tarsiers jumping around to get my painter's tape. Remember, use painter's tape when you need a little helping hands, right? Painter's tape. I'm going to tape that down. Taping down my tarsier. It's hanging by a ribbon cable, and I still haven't assessed whether it's working. Is that going to work? Yeah, we can stay right there. All right. Gonna be grumpy. Battery bay. All right, that's going to get reattached. So right there, I'm going to have my flex. So it's lost this joint right there, right, which completes this whole part of the whole skeleton. Now that's where I knew it was coming from here somewhere. See if my component bay is good. It looks fine. It's broken underneath. Nope, so it's not broken underneath here where it's connecting itself. So this whole bay cover right here is actually doing fine. I don't have to worry about that held up through the crash. Just this popped loose. The battery was damaged enough where I had to get rid of it. I was not keeping it. All right, so what did I tell you guys about whenever you have to do a repair? Anybody remember? Watch the build series. I kept saying it over and over and over again. What do you have to do with these frames? If your manufacturer that you buy them from is not doing it, you plead with them to get it to you. Which is what? Anytime you have to do a repair on a wing, delta wing, whatever you want to call it. Come on, lady. She didn't want to stay in there, so I'm going to try to tape it in there now. This is the biggest problem we had, and courtesy of Matthew Smith, who came up with this print for me. It works. I finally managed to get it in there, so there really wasn't any other than the boring out that we did at the beginning. So right there for now. Does that. I'm just assessing all of the damage in the frame. Yep. No, that's it. That's surprising. Like, it went down pretty damn hard. I mean, it went down pretty hard. I was not happy when it shut off. I was so worried that it was just completely destroyed. So, the antenna's a little loose right here. Speaking of which, make sure all my components are still all together. My receiver held in. You see, it looks like the back popped off. Something happened on this, and I don't know why this is happening, but I can't see that either. But there's a couple prongs here on my cable that goes to my tarsier. That's like pins popped out. So I don't know where they popped out of. But we'll get to that in a minute. So really all it is on this one is going to be gluing the nose piece back in. So we're going to glue this nose piece back in and battery bay. But we're going to do it the same way in which we built it. So it's not like I'm going to put the nose piece in first, right? I'm not going to put the nose piece in first and do this. I'm actually go back and put in this battery bay cover in first. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this. First things first, you're going to prep it. Here's going to be the issue where I'm going to say you're going to have a hard time when you go to rebuild this kind of frame. When you go to rebuild these right here, problem you have when, and this is what I was leading to earlier. Remember I said the one thing to always have is the block in which it was cut out of. Like, ask your manufacturer, please, can you send me the block in which you're sending me the spec for rebuilding purposes, repairing. Right? But the problem that you run into with these right here are all the fences. So when you go to use the bay cover, the part right here, I saved. You know, this is for the white one that I'm getting to. You can also use it on this one. I did. Is when you go to lay it back down on this, right? You're going to run into the problem of the fence. All the fencing gets in the way. All your verts get in the way. Okay. When you go to lay it down and do what you need to do, right? It just stands there because these things are in the way. Now, there's a couple ways to do it. Go over here all the way edge, and I'm not going to do it this time. I'm actually just going to willy-nilly it. But you can cut some slits into here where it lines up. You just got to line it up just right. And then cut some slits. It's not going to interfere with your other regular traditional spec, but it will allow you to at least use it. I'm not going to do that right now. Not good. So there's that one. And once we're done, put the battery bay cover back on. What I'm going to do after that point is I'm going to go ahead and we'll put this back on. We'll re-glue it. Okay, and get it all glued back in. And then I'm going to lam it over the whole spot because I took the whole piece off. Remember, I had one piece covering all this. Cover this all up. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and proceed to put the nose back in place. This is where we'll rejoin it. And most of it's, you know, and it's not a lot of twists. I mean, now I might have a little bit more, but most of the twists can be right here. So there's that. I'm going to set this aside and let's go ahead and move on to the other one. Just so I can show you both. Hey, what's up, Big Lou? God, I love Big Lou, man. Miss Big Lou, too. Toss out for Big Lou. He's correct, too. The two wing, so it's FPV WRA and the Wing Racing League. Those are the two. And what's funny is both of those are literally within 25 miles of each other. So there's a reason. I'm not going to get into all that, so I'm going to leave that there. But anyways. All right, so this one, we had a little history. If you follow me on the social medias, I posted it the other day on the Right Wing Nation. I was flying with, of course, the crew, Ed and Rue and Rick and whatnot. And we went to this new location. We're flying. We're having a great time. You know, I'm making lemons out of lemonade because it was more for quads than it was for wings, but still, made the best of it. At least I thought he did. Because the next thing you know, I'm like, hey, Ed, can I use that Insta 360 again? Can I use that one more time? I want to catch another little, I want to make a little video. I want to add this on to this other, you know, when I was editing. But give me a little more, you know, different, little change of scenery, right? And because we were at a completely different location, new one. Yeah, sure. Here you go, Shelby. Stick it on there. I go up, and then I have a problem. I already crashed it the other night doing live. I think we were live. So I scratched the Caddx lens, and I was flying with it anyways. I was like, screw this, I'm going to fly with that scratch anyways because I don't have a replacement lens, and I don't really have another camera I want to swap around. And so the long short of it is I was going, and I went inverted. I was just doing a tree run, these tree gap run. It was really nice. But I went inverted, and out of nowhere, this tree, the very top of this damn pine tree, just yanks me out of the sky. And it's because I couldn't see it because it was blurred by my damn scratch in my lens. So that's what happens when you push it and you're like, the FPV universe is saying, hey man, no go with the camera lens. Sit down, son. I am going to wreck you if you keep playing nonsense. And it did. And it cost me $100. Luckily, Rue knows a guy that arborist, you know, he tree climbs and does all that. And he fetched a quad for Rue out of the same scenario, kind of tree, and contacted him. He was really professional, cool, nice guy, man, really nice guy. And he hopped out there and showed me how it was done, and I gave him 100 bones to get this out of the tree because it also had Ed's damn Insta on there that I haven't bought yet. So I had to pay $100 to get my spec wing out. When it came down, it was fine. I mean, it wasn't like damaged too bad, right? It really wasn't. I wasn't hauling. It was not hauling the mail. Just in a cruise, and I cruise run, and just yanked me and stopped me. He's like, Shelby, you couldn't have gotten any higher. You were literally at the top of the damn tree. It didn't take that long. It took about 20. Everything said and done, it took probably about 30 minutes to get out the tree. He had to set up, get his line up there, and all that stuff. It's pretty cool to watch too. I've never seen it before. So I said, man, we're gonna keep you on speed dial. You're gonna make a little money on the side from your, from time to time from us for sure. He came out where it was located and everything. All right, so these batteries done, right? So I owe Rue a battery too because it killed his battery there, so I was using one. Although I did buy lenses for my Caddx, so I have get to that in a minute, but I gotta clean this up. This is also just a cleanup one, right? This one's all just taped up a little bit with the normal tape I use, but it's the mount that I've been using. So I even said it the other day when I was flying with Ed. It was just the two of us the other day. I think it was Sunday. And it was real casual, nothing big at all, really. Just we're just gonna fly to fly, basically. It's kind of blind. But I started having to put more tape and shit on here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to the shop now. I have to go to the shop now. I have to get this. This is deplorable now. It's just too much tape on here from all the times I put the Insta on here. The Insta on this frame is perfect. As far as if you're trying to acquire some HD footage from a spec wing, that's the one to do it with, man. It works great. It doesn't change the way it flies. It flies amazing. And this one really does, because once we had it originally bound to a Tyrannus running Crossfire, and the tune on that one, we were using Ruse stuff. Kind of ridiculous, awesome, it's just amazing. But as soon as I put it on my X20 running Crossfire, I was not repeating the process. And again, went back to that tune thing I talked about earlier, right? So once I started figuring out my 20 and understanding how everything works, blah, 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 it's still an awesome machine. Got the tune on it. Man, I can't stop flying this thing. This is the one I want to fly every single day. Every single day. And I call my Super Spec, my Lambo of specs. Right? This spec wing, it's just my third leg. It's like, seriously. And then, of course, my other Lambo, which is my mini drag. And he's back there. He's on vacation right now. He's just chilling. Nothing wrong with him at all. Other than he just needs a receiver that I stole and put in this one. But hey, let me know where I can get some more receivers, and it'd be awesome. Buy it right now. So right now, all I'm doing is getting the tape off. This is just due for, it's like routine maintenance, basically, right? If you fly this thing on a regular basis, you're going to use tape, save the nose. You probably use tape if you don't have anything 3D printed to hold your HD cams down. And over time, you're just going to have to do some maintenance on it. It did slam its into the nose a few times, so there's probably going to be some damage in here. But there's absolutely no twist. There's no flex. This thing is rock solid. Rock solid. I'm just peeling through layers. It's like rings on a tree with a broken razor. It's still sharp, even at the broken part. Pile. I'm not shy with my tape, and it's funny because people laugh at me all the time. And I get it. It's funny. I'm all right with that. But at the end of the day, they will end up using it. They will end up closet tapers. You know you are. Don't lie. You're out there. Here's like, I'm just gonna let Shelby own that one. Before I even flew my name, and I was just flying, right? Just to fly when I was back in 2011. Because I got hooked on this stuff from Precious Hobby. The guys in the group that originally, the OGs that I flew with way back when, they called me duct tape. That's what they called me. Oh man, boy, that is on. That's legit on there. Ugh. And so on this airframe, look at all that dirt and shit. Sorry, trying to keep my swearing down to a minimum. Being told by Miss Belinda that it could be a problem. Same with Marty. Marty said it could be an issue. The PET lamp that we discussed on the other airframe, I put it on this. It has for sure saved its life. There is no doubt about it in my mind. It has saved its life. It's so solid. Flies absolutely amazing. Here we go. Tape. Yeah, I ain't doing that. It's wanting to pull up the whole damn laminate. I ain't want to do that. No. It's 3 layers of freaking lamb that I do not want to have to redo. So, it's good, bad, and the ugly of using this tape. I'm going to re-iron that down. That didn't come from that. But this did. There you go. It was on the nose. A little excessive, I know. I have a tape addiction, right? But what I have a problem is I have a flying issue. I don't want to not fly. So this one has been pure joy. This has been an absolute joy to fly. It's better when it's got some fresh batteries, I'll be honest. Right? These batteries I've been running right now, these old Gens Ace, these used to be my competition batteries, and they did phenomenal because I won with them. However, they're just getting old. You know, after time, they lose their punch. So I need to get new ones. Don't necessarily want to get the Spectrum ones because if I can go out and I'm going to start competing again, then I actually need some batteries that are actually going to hold up against the competition. And that's those 2200s that Spectrum have right now aren't going to cut it. They're good batteries if you're just going to cruise and you're going to, have some okay time, but not when it comes to competition. There are other batteries out there actually going to kind of beat that. Okay. I've already proven that theory. We watt checked and everything, and did an amp check. So, and I tested it against fresh new RDQ batteries versus fresh Spectrums versus. I'd say they weren't fresh tattoos. They might have been a little bit older. I have to ask the person who owned that particular battery. But anyways, we definitely checked them out. And those were the results. I'm getting all the tape off of it. I do have some replacement lenses coming for my Cadex Ratel right here. This is the Generation 2, I guess. Different lens. Again, I broke down. I'm like, all right, screw it. I got to have something in here in my kit of crap that I have in the back of my car. Just a hodgepodge full of parts that would fit in this camera. And lo and behold, the Run Cam 2's lenses fit. So it's these. Where are they? The fit. Well, this may be paid to get into it too much, but either way, but they don't have IR filters, so you got to have that filter. Otherwise, it looks like Reedy FPV stuff that he wants to have, like that acid-looking, artsy stuff. And I'm not busting his balls, maybe for fun, but it would definitely be Reedy stuff. If you haven't checked out Reedy's channel, go over and check Reedy FPV. He's a drone pilot, and he's very much on the artsy side. I'm saying trippy, I guess that's the right way to word it. So made all the trees that are normally obviously right now green were this like neon pink. It was really cool. So you could see them all. They're really easy. But after a while, I was like, yeah, all right, I got to get camera. I got to get lenses at least. So I got some replacement lenses because the cameras are fine. And I also got the Cadex Ant, by the way. I ordered that today. That's the small one I run in that prototype that we have hanging on the wall. Wing, that's right now my current competition rig. And love that camera. It's 1200 TBL, super small, teeny. And it'll come in tomorrow. And if I do a live stream tomorrow, I'll be sure to show it to you. I think it's supposed to arrive tomorrow from good old Amazon. Normally don't buy there, but I need the camera because I go Thursday to do a demo for this drone company that I'm teaming up with. I get to go. It's like a meet and greet, and then I get to. They want me to do a demo and show and fly. So gonna make sure these guys are working right. So they gotta look pretty too. They gotta look a little better. Normally I don't give a shit, but now I do. At least right now. And it's ready for its routine maintenance. Again, no twists. See, no twists. Go out here, if there's anything, it's the same as it was at the initial build process. This is just going to require a little bit of iron work and a little more lamb fix here. That's about all it's going to need. I don't know if I want to necessarily rip that up, but I do need to get this tape up. You don't want to iron over this tape. It's just going to screw it all up. My hands are so sticky now, and this tape's still somewhat fresh. Oh, no, wait, no, I've got to break. So, hold on. Yep. Uh-oh, thumb's getting a little popcornish. Yep. All right, so it's going to need some new. Let's rip it off. Just a little bit. I don't want to get too crazy. That can all go back down. That can go back down. Just take off what you need. And I'm not screwing with the leading edge right now because I did that whole triple layer of PET lamb. That really made it nice and solid. I'm telling you, this leading edge, this has really saved it. It's really saved it. Some of these crashes definitely would have destroyed it. We did one when we were live streaming, and I went right nose down into the concrete, and that's what initially jacked my lens up. But I hadn't rebuilt it since then, right? I just kept going with it. I'm like, screw it. I don't want to go to the shop right now and rebuild anything. I want to keep flying. I'm enjoying this. That's how much I was loving this frame. And that's exactly when you need to stop. Just a reminder. Whenever you get to that point, you're like, screw it. No, I don't want to. Like a 5-year-old. That's when you need to say, no, I'm done. You need to stop. That's when you need to recognize it's the time in which to quit. Get to the shop or your shop or wherever and rebuild it. Put it away. Enjoy the rest of the day with your buds and your gals and whoever's flying with you. Right? But put the aircraft away. Don't force it because you're going to end up putting more damage on it than necessary. You know, I get a little more crazy because, well, when you're sponsored, you can get a little crazy. Your sponsors have expectations of you. They want you to fly and push the envelope, and they're willing to give you more product to keep you doing that, so it makes their product look good too, right? It's just a win-win situation. But, you know, I'm looking at it also from a pocketbook perspective. Most people don't have that. It's out of their own pocketbook, right? It's out of their own wallet. It's out of their own crypto. This antenna, so, you know, you got to be a little more conservative with your ideas and your approaches to flying. I'm telling you, it'll save your ass. This antenna definitely needs to be replaced. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this antenna is frayed. There it is. Right, you can see it right here. Okay, you can't catch it. Totally frayed. Totally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. These things are sharp. They're no joke. They're no messing around. And I need to fix this. Like I super glued my linkage down so it wouldn't pop off. Okay, so that's why I needed all this repair work. Not bad. The camera, man, it's seen better days. So this is gonna be probably a good, easy, quick rebuild. I do have another antenna. Don't know if I want to go through the pain in the ass. Actually, I got 2 of them. This one's frayed too. I don't know if I want to do that right now. Probably gonna leave it. Oh, man, it's just bad though. There's like 7 different places. Let me go ahead and check in with the old chat here. I know it's been a little while, and some people have come and gone. What are the leagues? All right, Big Blue already said rebuilding a V2 at the moment. Crashed so hard, metal motor mount was bent. Yes, back here, it just slams forward. You know, it's a pain in the butt. Have you tried the Race Day Quads batteries, RDQs? Yes, I have. And I would strongly suggest if you are going to compete, that is the battery you need to get. You can get the CNHL ones, and those are fine too. They're actually pretty good. Rue has them. Actually, he bought them, and a lot of them are gone because of me. So I own some batteries. But those are good too. But I haven't competed with those. But the RDQ batteries I did, and that's how I won spec. Because I mean, it was a good battle, but at the end of the day, it was just we're both running the same powertrain. We're both running the same batteries. It was, the only differences between me and number 2, which was Tito, was flying line. So that's pilot skill, and then the aircraft. And when we're at this stage with his TBRC versus my proto that I'm running, yeah, you weren't really gonna beat that. You need to crash out. The wins win. They were tight. It was super duper tight. So that you're gonna have to go against that. So right there, if you're gonna go against top 5 pilots in the nation right now, I would put Tito up there. You'd have to beat us. We're running RDQs. So that's what you need to have. Wrap the antenna and solder the ends. Homie, I love you so much, Big Lou, but man, it's all down in here. Like it's frayed. I mean, I really do think I need to pull it off. Which the problem is I have it all mounted so well in here, right? It's so perfect, right? It's not flying again till Thursday. I hope it does fly well, by the way, because I was having some video we'll see now. I just hope the VTX isn't fried. That's my point. I was having a little bit of video glitching. Control was an issue, and I'm not planning on flying this any long distance. So I'm going to let this one stretch out a little bit longer because it's a pain, dude. I have my receiver. I have this all bound and hit down bonded set. Probably went a little excessive with the glue, right? But these things can pop off right here, and these little things can pop off your receiver mid-flight. If you don't have it anchored down properly, and I'm not saying just with heat shrink or anything like that extent. If you don't have this shit like glued and then heat shrink down, it will have a tendency to pop off, and then you're really SOL because it's going down and you're done. I just don't want to deal with that right now. There's going to be short range, I'll say in confines of like 2 football fields or some crap like that. I have 600 acres that can fly, so which is really awesome. And I'll let the spec wing, Super Spec, be the one that really showcase that, like speed and distance kind of stuff. But this will be in closer proximity. People will watch at LOS, and we're going to have people with extra goggles and blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and I have to make sure I'm still under the NDA. Can't do a Marty, can't loose lip sync shit. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and find some PET lamps, see what we can do here. Oh, yeah, I want to check this break. All right, so so damage right here on the nose, and crack the broke part of the battery bay, which means the nose got jacked, which there's a crack in it, a little squishy. I don't know if I hog it out, I might do more harm than good. Sometimes you gotta just live with it. What is that thing I saw the other day? Somebody was posting anything on Rotor Ride or something like that, saying, how do some people keep their quads so clean, or whatever their aircraft's so clean. My thing was like, oh man, if you didn't crash anything flying, basically, if it doesn't look like it's been worn, used, then that person, I don't think is really flying that hard. With wings, can be really detrimental sometimes. All right, I think it's going to be more harm than good if I really hog it out. I'm just going to reposition it, get it where it needs to be. Make sure I catch any kind of breaks. A little loose on the nose piece. Root printed these out, these little teeny ones right here. These aren't bad. They've been doing okay. They need a little bit deeper. It needs to recess a little bit back. The camera needs to go back farther. This is V1 or whoever printed it. The camera just needs to go back because it's still catching the lens a little bit. Here, I'll show you. This one here. That's how you mount it. Only way to get it to sit. All right, it's like this. Now it's sitting in there the way it's supposed to. See how close it's getting to the top. So it's kind of good, but then it's not good. So it's good for right now to hold the damn thing, but as far as absolutely protecting the lens like my other mounts have done in the past, not quite. So let me go ahead and turn everything on. All right, there's that. Get my iron all situated. No repair work as far as body structure, right? So there's no twist in this, so I'm not worried about this. It's just normal wear and tear. And again, this is a Starbon. We're always going to do these. Thank you, Starbon. Some of my sponsors. If you don't get it, all right. You should. Seal it up a little bit. Check out the inside. Rye and muck. Working on the nose. Make sure everything's what it's supposed to be. I don't have any cracks breaking. I do. I can't show it to you, but on the inside here, and where my fingertip is, I'm looking. There's a crack in there, so I need to get in there and get everything to reapply. You need to do like tack or foam tack, whatever. Get in there. And like I said before, you want to let this stuff usually just dry on its own. I'm just going to put one spritz of this accelerant in there just to tack stuff down. Just to you can use T-pins if you wanted. Keep asking away. You got any questions? All right. Have a great week. Says Elton. Absolutely. So I'm squinting and reading. They don't want to make it sound all weird. Okay, have a good week, Elvin. It's flying in. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Just telling you this. ET lambs. This is right here. And I know for a fact I'm going to have to be cleaning this iron off right after this. A lot of adhesive on here. I could probably get it off with some yeah, screw it. Now I get my leading edge down. It's aggravating me sitting up like that. And this one, I got to get it hot. I got it like almost 500 or whatever it is, whatever 5 is on this thing. Take it down just a little bit. I got 3 layers of 5 mil, so gotta get some heat. Gotta get the heat all the way down there too. I just want to get some of this down. Shit has dirt. Screw it. Damage right here. You just hear it. It's going back down, which I'm actually impressed. It's actually going back down. Get some heat on it, let it sit there for a minute. You gotta make sure you're not warping it. Same rules apply like when you're building it. It's a slightly different technique, that's all. No, maybe this one does not go down. Let's see. Get these shits. There's sand and there's dirt and shit on the leading edge now. It's okay. Okay. It's tacking back down. Let's see if I can get that big. Can I hit my hands in the oh, this is your helping hands. Always use your helping hand. All right, remember I said I was going to pull this up. I was going to just iron it back down, which is not be the case. And yes, I'm going to use the heat gun in just a little bit after I get all this situated. Very hot. Be very careful. Got another piece of lamb right here. Good. Let's grab a little piece of lamb. right. I'm over here trying to get lamb. A bunch of lamb. But remember what I said before, you save all the scraps. You need the scraps. Especially this good stuff, right? I don't want to do one piece. I don't want to do this 2 pieces. I want to get one good solid piece. That's one. Encompasses that whole range right there. Get some droplets on there. That way. All right, make sure I go under the straight edge part right there. Okie dokie, just like before, you tack it down with some tape. Where's my tape? Okay, that's a wing, mate. What's that? I gotta read your ticks here, Matt. Let me do that here in just a sec. All right, so we tack it down right there. Get your heat gun. Do this with all your laminate, by the way. And heat it up first. Putting a little bit of tension on it, not much. Tacking it down, and then putting a little tension on it. Sure, it seals up. Round. So I'm going to be giving you a little tip here. When you're doing laminate on repair job, don't just do a block right here where they're leaving edges that are under the frame. You want somehow to make sure they're wrapping over the front of the leading edge. Otherwise, every time you land and or just wind over time, you'll just start to loosen it up, make it fall apart, and just start flapping in the wind. If you roll it over the leading edge, you won't do that. Right. Make sure it's all sealed up. Warped. Everything looks good. Monitor those temps when you're ironing. Let me jack shit up. And I'm just looking at it a little more closely. That nose piece is going to have to get just a little bit of glue. Clean that up. What about the top? Top needs anything. And you can see what I'm talking about right here. It didn't roll over. You can't see. Right here's a little piece. But the cut, right, stopped there and didn't roll over. So over time, it pops up. Well, this thing's dirty. Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Just touching it up where it needs to be touched up. Get it all sealed back up. Wrinkles, anything like that. Looks like a crease. What the hell? Oh, that's from the crash. And coming out with an iron. Sure, leading edge is all good. There's a little bit of wrinkles going on in PET lam, but not that much. That's the beauty of this damn laminate. As much damage as this has sustained over the past, I don't know how many weeks we've been flying it now. If you were using, like, I want to say traditional, because I don't know if there's really such a thing, but I guess the stuff other than this, you would have a lot of wrinkles in it, right? You really would. I mean, I think Rue either had, he must have taken the frame. Either that or they're gone. What could show you a difference, right? And I have some up there, I just don't want to get it, but either way. This laminate, like I said before, really strengthens the frame, really aids in its flight performance, like tremendously, helps it in crashes, and it sustains being smooth for a lot longer than your other laminate that you use over time. This stuff's so good. I've only got a little spot right here on the tip, but really on the top that much. Everything looks pretty smooth, and then just what we touched up right there with some laminate. We'll go ahead and touch up with some. About all it would need on this one. But it looks crap though. Look at all that dirt. Not the cleanest of frames, but she flies amazing. Let's get a little of this. You can see it. Try to get it. See it's washed out quite a bit, but it's gonna be right here. A little bit of wrinkles. Remember, I work with that heat gun. I don't encourage everybody using that method, but if you can get over it and learn how to use it, it's definitely going to save you life a lot better. It's definitely a technique that you got to use caution. Good. That's it. Check underneath. Underneath looks good. Maybe a little bit right here on that side too, on this side. Nice, tightens up. Back to the way she was. Make sure there's no dimple or anything from my heat gun. If not, no flight characteristics. Okay. right. Just gonna touch up over here where we put the last bit of laminate. And remember, it's deceiving when you look down on this laminate. You could always be looking at it at an angle, like as best you can. That's how you're really going to see the wrinkles. You just look down on it, it could be an optical illusion. There could be a wrinkle underneath it, or it's the laminate's just playing a trick on you. You got to look down and really look at it at an angle to find it, right? The only way you're really going to see whether you've gotten the wrinkles out or if you even have any to begin with. And then what would happen is if you would just sit here and look straight down on it, and you point it straight down on it with your heat gun, that's when you warp you'll put a big, like a golf ball sized dimple in your frame, and it happens really quick. So that's why I say use caution when using that technique. Not something I recommend everybody to use. Definitely for somebody who's I would say advanced builder or has time under their belt building things. Then yes, just start on an old frame, right? Start on a frame that you just you've retired, has some lam that's jacked up and wrinkled, and then test it out on there. Just learn how your heat gun works, right? That's the main thing. I'm cutting off some tape right here that I forgot to cut off in the build process. That will just create a drag, and I don't want that drag, so just cut the tape off and get rid of it. That's all I'm doing. Get rid of that excess that I forgot about. A lot of us, get real anal about our frame, especially our competition rigs. And way over here, off camera. So we're talking about this Z-hinge tape that I use method. I forgot to get that. Now that I'm here doing some routine maintenance, go ahead and get that stuff done, right? All right, she looks good. Yeah, I'm happy. She's good. Back to normal. What's that wrinkle I feel it. See if we can hit with iron. Got one right over here. I wonder what happened on servo bay. Oh, that goes down. I didn't see that. Sneak in from. On there. I ain't touching it that way. I'm sure it's even worth doing. Anything really inferior, it's just loose. There we go. Good. And then the last bit I have to do on this one is put the little backing for my linkage on my Elevon. And then this one's ready to go back out and fly. And it will get flown today, because I'll call it a test run. Let's see what happens. I don't think I have any. I think Rue gave me one, and I think I might have lost it. Maybe it's in my pocket still. I'd be shocked if it is. I had it too. It's my other pants. Damn it. What happened to Rotor? I haven't seen him fly lately. I think I think with a lot of us, man, we're really getting sick and tired of the friggin' internet, to be honest with you. And he just decided that he doesn't really want to be a part of it, you know? In a lot of ways, I can totally understand. He just not posting, but he still flies. Oh, he's still flying. Just doesn't post as much as he does. Like, he invited me down to his house. Whenever I'm down to go. So he just did that the other day. So as soon as I can pencil in the time, I'm going to do that. I'm go down there and fly with my bro. I know Jeff Hardy invited me down to Myrtle Beach. I haven't been there since my dad passed away. So I'm going to go down there and hang out with them on, I think it's October, first weekend in October. I don't know when that is. I'm trying to find anything that's going to work right now. It's hacking me off big time that I do not have his servo back. I had it. What's up, Marty? Back here doing the norm, fixing shit like normal. Both of them. This one, but this one's done. I'm just doing a little back right here. Other than that,
What'd you hit?
The track, around that goes around the football. The track and field track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went down. This one didn't go down there. This one landed in the tree. This one was
high school.
This one landed in the tree. Without saying on the interwebs because I'm live. I'll tell you where, different place that Ed and Rue and I went to. This one crashed in the tree that
You were flying over to Washington, D.C. Capitol.
Right, exactly. Flying over the Capitol. But this one crashed in the tree that I'd pay $100 to get out of. And then it just needed maintenance.
$100?
Yeah, to get a tree squirrel.
It?
Yeah. It had Ed's freaking Instago 360 on there.
Yeah.
For that alone was worth it because otherwise I'd have to shell out $400 or $300. So yeah, it was totally worth it. And the guy was really cool. He was.
I don't know why all you guys had invested, put your money invested in one of those snorkel trucks.
I got to see how the tree squirrel does it though.
What? How it climbs?
Yeah, how he climbs it and how he gets the initial line up and over. I never seen it before. He had brought it out of his old bag and he went out. It took him longer to put the line up than it took him to go up and get it and come back down.
Yeah. Have you ever seen him go from one tree to the next?
No, I haven't.
That's crazy.
This one's done.
Yeah, that's right. It's a squirrel. It's getting so small.
Oh, wait to see the one that's coming.
It's a little bit.
The ant's super teeny, man.
It's TV.
Yeah, they make the best image though. This is the one that got jacked up. My Lambo. That one got a little bit of action in it.
Yeah, y'all have to figure something out.
So this one
could go to the county sales. Oh.
Yeah, so this one.
Ouch.
This one hit the track at the middle school that we go at.
Mm-hmm.
Came down. I actually lost. It was losing power. I had no more power and it was shutting my video down. And so eventually I had no video, but I had lined it up before it happened. Like, all right, I'm gonna put it on this line going to us. And then Ed and Rue were both looking, saw it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take my goggles off. I wanted to switch over, and because I had no more video, and I didn't know if I had any power or anything. And then when I turned to go look, it was already behind the trees, and I pulled up like this on my stick. And in the video, because it had again Rue's or Ed's Insta 360 on it, it flared up right at the end, but it still managed to hit hard like that. But it saved the camera, his camera. But popped this, busted this off, put a little bit of a twist in it, but nothing bad. Yeah, I got to go to that drone thing in down south on Thursday.
Down south.
That other contract I was telling you about.
Oh, the one where they're gonna try.
Yeah, that's an NDA. Yeah, that one down there. Yeah. So that's they wanted me to meet and greet on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
And I'll tell you some other stuff that's going on. But yeah, and demo. They want me to demo these. So now I gotta make sure these are.
Tell them to get something to hold the damn mouth up. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be catching flies.
I have 600. I think it's 600 acres I can fly.
You gotta give some goggles to wear.
They are.
So they go like,
I did when I talked to them on Saturday night or Friday night or Saturday night.
You might want to sit down.
Right? It's gonna be like 8 people there apparently. So meet them all and go from there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty nifty.
Need a VO?
On this one, I don't. This one's surely they're hiring me as
They came out with
for what we already know.
they came out with a video when they cut that boat in half.
Which boat?
The Savannah boat. Remember the one I filmed that they took?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the company put it out.
Oh, it's got posted.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You don't like the editing? Was the editing
Oh,
good?
the editing was fine. I mean, it was pretty typical editing. It was something you could have done. But now there were some people to the left of me where I had the tripod set up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had gone left, they'd have got into the frame. And I felt like telling them all to get off the computer. Good. So, I mean, there was one shot that didn't.
What's up, Mrs. Bandito? What's up, Mike Johnston? Johnston, keep talking, Martin. I'm just reading some chats here. I land mine in trees so much I've gotten good at removing it. Not half the fun, but somewhat rewarding. Oh, what's up, Chuck? Where you been? Missed you. Hanging out. Bill said Chuck from the ATL. I always love Chuck. I always said Chuck from the ATL. Just so you guys know that Marty's here. He's in the background, or you can probably see him right there in the other small image.
What's up?
Yeah, you're in that small window. You're in that small window up there. You're in that one right there.
Oh, okay.
Camera's right there on my laptop, and there's this one. I'm gluing the battery bay back for those who are still watching this rebuild. This time I'm just going to use this to tack it down. And I'm leaving the old glue in place.
Yeah, structural.
Yep, it's all that old glue is part of. I'm going to line it all back up. If I peel it off now, peel all that old glue off, it's just going to screw everything up.
Go buy this stuff by the gallon.
Or just have them send it to you.
Send me more.
You know, that last installment they sent me was quite a lot.
I watch woodworking shows and they use that same brand.
What, Starbond?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
When they're doing like
Tack it down just a little bit, let the rest of it dry.
Like mill work, crown molding.
Huh. It's great stuff. I have nothing bad to say about them. They've been a fantastic sponsor. Why am I missing a bean bag?
I don't know. There's two over there.
Can you grab me one of those, please?
Yeah.
Anything new?
I got it. No.
What is that wet shit on there for?
No, I got it.
Yeah? What the hell's on there that made it wet? But that was close. I'm trying to keep my frame from getting a twist right now. That's what I'm trying to do. What did you give me? Yuck. Gonna have to nurse this one along just to make sure it doesn't twist, right? If this thing gets a twist, I'm gonna be pissed. So. Got that in place. I'm gonna reinforce that glue. This is just to tack it down initially and go back in there. I'm gonna lay a new bead glue down. I'm gonna use hot glue this time to get it down, to really get it in place. Before I do that, I'm gonna stick the nose back in. I'm gonna iron here a little bit. the nose, leading edge is situated. Taking the tape off so I can get it ready to keep the caddis in there so it's not flopping around. Put the tape on it. Okay. So oh yeah, man. Damn it. Well, I haven't checked it yet. Like I said before, I have not checked whether this camera is going to work or not yet. But I've definitely scratched the lens on the bottom one. My index close to the index. Definitely is scratched from the crash. That sucks. Because this is a great mount. We'll see. I'm not worried if it doesn't record HD at this point because I'm not going to be using it. My route is going to be heading to the Insta360. That is going to be my choice for these frames. My Lambo, my mini drag, that's different. That's going to stay with the 8, the Hero 8. No reason to change it. It's not broke. For some reason, no reason to fix it. It's a great video. As far as these spec wings go, the Instas are the one to use. I'm going to slide that back in. Nice. Right where it belongs. Get rid of that tape off the bottom there, though. In here with this 6,000 if I have it, not hot through the edge. Main edge. That's how you do it. Do something like this, just a little touch, keep it in. Grace is a good tape over here that I cut and reline it up and it should line up perfectly. Tape off there. There we go. Get it off. There's enough gap in the back to get the tape off. Let's get this working. Good now. Wow. More issues. All right, let's see if my hot glue is good. Maybe I can get some glue down there. Outside of this crash, it didn't crash. I didn't really crash it at all. But the one crash I did was a damn doozy. All right. Sealing up the gap on the bottom, and I'll do the same on the top. if it needs it, if I have to. I'm not gonna scrounge and dig and make it happen if it doesn't. If it's not there, it's not there. No. So I'm gonna leave this tape on here that I have. Now let me get some more stuff on here. Clean that up a little bit. Just touch this up on the nose. Get that laminate back down. I'm working at about 4.5 on my 10-year-old iron. As far as temp setting goes on this particular laminate. 4.5. Do not hang around with it on your spots. You gotta keep it moving. Okay? Just gotta be careful with it. So it's a high temp. It will warp your wing if you are not careful. Pretty good. Take this part right here off, possibly. I don't want to take too much of it because this is actually serving a purpose. Plastic razor. All that's coming off. It's fine. Check again. See? Like I said, now my twist is gone. All right? Now my twist is gone. Go back and listen to the amount of flexy flex that was going on before I did all this versus now. You'll notice the big difference. All right, so last time I used E6000 to go ahead and put these bays in, right? I'm not going to go ahead and dig that up. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I'm going to cap over that stuff, doing part that I don't want to peel all that up. That's actually still part of the frame from when I initially built it. So just leave it there. Unless it needs to be peeled off, reuse it. Just let it sit, push everything back, and tack around it where you need to get that part back in. You can regut it if you want, but with these delta wings and whatnot, you'll run the risk of putting a twist in, right? If it's been flying great and you went out after you built it, flies great, and it crashes, try to reuse everything and put it back originally the way it was, original glue, everything, foam, because that's going to raise your chances much better to not have a twist. I'm just going to go around here and cap inside the battery bay. Just sit and be all nice and secure again. I'm not going crazy. I'm not going hog tits wild with it. I'm just putting a nice bead around it so that I know that it's secure now. Okay, and again, these are all just, everybody's got their own way of doing stuff, right? And some people will say, like, that's just crazy. What are you doing? Well, it works. That's all that matters. All right, I'll add probably a little bit of nose weight on here because of this. So, be all right. That's it. Nothing crazy. Just another bead. It's already got glue on the other side too that I used. I used Starbond to get it tacked back down. And I ran it on the inside edge of the wall that we cut out when we built it originally. Remember, I cut that little ledge. I made a ledge and put it all the way on the inside of that apex, all the way around, and that grabbed the very corner of the battery bay to tack it down. Good, right? Remember, these bean bags, I'm telling you, are going to save your butt. I'm going to go ahead and read. It's been a while. Hey, Marty. Hey, Marty. Where you gone? I need to get me some drone flying gigs. Oh, yeah. So what do you run? And is there any tune you like to use? Asking for a friend, says Smack FPV. Well, as far as tune goes, no. I don't really have, like, you need to run it on. All of them are going to be medium high to high timing. It depends on the motor you're running. In ESCs, I'm not really in particular. I mean, I guess if you're going to compete, yeah, there's some that you want to use. But hey, it's I'm gonna keep it to myself now. Like, I know what I know. So I think that's just how everybody's gonna be running it these days. So. Right, at least in the spec class, that's why I was for everybody. Just there wasn't anything kept secret. It was all like we took all the elements out of. I had the secret sauce, blah blah, ESC or motor by being in spec. You just didn't have that problem. That was the idea, but now it's come to that. So I'm like, well, no, it's just gonna be a mod for myself, I guess. What should I get for lunch? Well, man, I was just thinking about lunch. Now I'm going to get myself some damn sheets. I'm going to get myself, what time is it? Yeah, get myself a late lunch. Myself a flatbread sandwich with guacamole, turkey, lettuce, tomato, onion, and provolone cheese. Toasted. Damn it. There we go. I think on this one, it's going to need, you know what? I got to use the bathroom. Can you guys give me like just 3 minutes? Let me go use the bathroom quick. Yeah, red alert. Give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I've got to go to the bathroom. Just 3. Didn't say 30, just 3. Let's see. Put the timer up. Reset it for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And start there. Yeah, I got to use the restroom, and I'll be right back as soon as this timer. I'm just going to go around the corner, but I need to put you on a timeout. Just bear with me for just a sec. Okay, like I said, I wasn't going to be that long, so hey, here we go. I think the mics are working, right? Oh, yeah. Thanks for all you guys for tuning in. Nope, there goes my timer, right? Let's let it boing. It's very obnoxious. Here it comes. Hey, actually that time it wasn't that obnoxious. Okay, let's see. Sandwich sounds good, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Sandwich sounds mighty nice right now. I'm going to actually have that one. I am trying to actively get healthier. And the biggest problem I have right now is to stop smoking. I'm going to be honest. And I'm on that path right now, and it's a hard one. So anybody else that's gone down that path knows how difficult it is. You know, but I am trying to. Getting older, and I feel like my health is starting to catch up with me a little bit. Sometimes that's why I'm not live, and I become a hermit. But I'm trying to do stuff to make it better. Hopefully it worked. Let's see. And here we had a little bit of what? We had a little bit of antenna floppage around here, so we can fix that real quick. And there's a little glue on the back side, nothing big. A little bit. A little bit behind there. A little bit. Just seal it up. All right, got that one done. Touch it. Okay. Can't lose my little piece of foam right here. This is my little wedge on the battery. Why is it smaller? It's broken the crash. Can't lose it. Need it. Stick it inside my day. That might never lose it. All right, that's situated. I still haven't tested this. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. This completely could crap out and just, I have no idea. And I don't have all my gear with me to test. So this is going to be a test at the field with the guys. Battery bay looks good. Make sure everything's good on here. No way to know. Just going to get it up in the air, but nothing's twisting. That feels good. Yep. Last little bit to do on this one. Go ahead and put the lamb right here. I didn't have to use a nice big chunk this time. Stick it on there. Going up to this. That one piece. I do. Bring the scissors. I want this to go over as much as possible. Down just a little bit in the back here. Grab my heat gun. Yes, that hurt my hand. Put a little tension on it. Just a smidge. This is not going to warp your wing if you put some tension on it right here. When you do it across big swaths of the frame, then it does. In this instance, so maybe try putting a little tension on there, tighten it up a little bit. See if I can get that to fix. Too hot. I'm sloppy with the old glue and iron, but hey, it's a gray frame, you can't see much. I get down in here and I got to check, make sure it's all sealed up. All the way around the edge. Make sure that's sealed up completely. Which it is. Alright. Sure, now I'm going to hit with the gun again. Heat some parts of the frame itself because there are bits and pieces that definitely on that crash wrinkled some. This stuff just takes a while to heat up versus your normal lamb that you're used to using. Takes more heat. Right here. I laminated over the old tape parts of it. Now, pretty good. All right, now attack the frame. Actually, right around an optical illusion. You can hear it. You can see it. It is not. A little bit of a stickler, I'll be honest. Get this one a little bit right. Hit this with this. Be careful. Just hit it with the heat. You definitely warp shit there. There. Good. That crash did a doozy on it, man. It really did. It's gonna send a strong shockwave through the airframe, which causes the parts of the lamb to detach. For a minute. I don't think I need that right now. Fix my spec Lambo right now is what I'm fixing. Let's see what we got here. Shelby, really do appreciate what you do here on these videos and answering questions. It has helped me a lot. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. You know, that's what I could do. Help you guys out. So, you're welcome. Very welcome. Let's see. All I'm doing right now is I'm just checking over the airframe and seeing for any other wrinkles that might have popped up during that crash. Remember, when you landed and you're hitting with all that force and inertia, damn, it just radiates through the whole entire frame, right? So, and this thing flies amazing. Flies really, really well. Lots. Go ahead and tap right here. See, I like that, man. That's what I like about this laminate right here, man. It's so nice. You heat it up, get it to just move. So when it has a swerve or anything like that, and you can see it, you put the heat gun to it, and then as soon as that swirl of, wave of laminate you're trying to deal with, as soon as it moves, it might shrink a little bit, it might expand out a little bit, but whatever it does, when it moves, take the heat off, and then let it relax. Okay, and it will actually relax back down, and like that, take it back on. Now it's back to nice and glassy smooth. Right. Here, good run. Okay, I'm going to do over here on the same on the other side a little bit. Spots. It's a little bit more difficult to work with as far as timing everything. Still getting used to it. Down a little bit. Yeah. Hear it. Pop here. Definitely from the crash. Cool for a second and hit one spot with the iron. The rest of it looks good. Yeah. Not put it away. I even said, I'm probably not going to need it. Yeah. Just didn't want it up here. He's just taking up too much damn space. I wonder how much that's power cable I can melt. Here, right. Oh. All right. Top, bottom done. The last thing I have to do is check for my components. But of course, I can't do that right now. I'm just gonna have to wait till later today when I get home. Got my battery in or one of those hanging. Get up here real quick. Come here. That. Set my laminate. All right, so I guess to recap, that's what we did today. We did. I'll start with this one, right? That's too small. Yeah, I hope this thing's gonna be okay. I'm gonna have to send a picture to Alex and say, "Hey, man, is that cap being gone going to hinder the performance of my antenna?" We shall see. I would imagine knowing Alex does. All right, fix the nose. Nose went in, solid. Fix the battery tray or battery cover. All right, and it's fine, solid. Some new lamb on there. Made it nice and clean. That doesn't sound right, does it? You know what? Even this iron, I'm gonna have an issue. I feel like I need to put some more iron on there. No, it's sitting the way I want it to sit. You hear it, right? Put that all in there. No heat. Thought it was done, but apparently I wasn't. It's weird that doesn't even show damn wrinkle, although it looks very wrinkle-ish. It's actually not in there. All right. All right, now done. All right, so we fixed the nose on this one after that nice violent crash that I had the other day. Dad got his camera back. I was pissed, thought I wasn't gonna get my wing back, and I did. And it flies fine. Well, we can find out if it flies fine. It's fixed and looks fine. All right. Nope, she's good. Oh yeah. Flex is gone. Maybe a teeny tiny, maybe. You can just kind of hear it a little bit. I don't know where that would be. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm back to the damn iron. Got another spot. Forgot about the motor mount area, which I knew needed to have it. Overlooked it. And put it down here. Pack that down with the iron. You know what? In the future, if you're going to build one of these, use at least some of the M90. You know, you don't have to use a lot, or at least a 77. Use that spray adhesive and get it on there. I think it would help. It's going to add more weight, but when you're at this stage of the game right now with this kind of frame, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Huh. There we go. Better. It's gone. Go. Got rid of it. Make sure the bottom looks good. Yeah, bottom's fine. Just probably needed it. All right, she's back and ready to go. He's ready to fly. Turbo's good. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't believe that the way it hit the bottom. Really checked if that one lands. I hope that lands just recording line. Motor. A little bit of a little extra knocking going on. Bad. Fucking banged on the bell. Loose. Just gotta tighten it down to make sure that noise. Unnecessarily big size pliers that are not needed for the job. Turn the screws aren't loose. Let me check my thrust angle real quick. Thrust angle looks good. I was shocked by that, to be honest. That would have been thrown off for sure in the crash, but didn't. But all right, good enough. That one's fixed as far as the frame goes. And then the other one we worked on today was the V3, and the V3 just got a routine maintenance and just a little bit of touch up on the nose, and that has absolutely zero flex. There you go. That's what I do when I fix these bad boys. Keep tuning in. Hit the notification bell. I know a lot of you guys have already left, but if you watch this in the future, just be sure to hit the notification bell. Be notified when I go live with these live streams. or if I go live with a new freestyle bit. And I can't tell you when the next one's coming. Probably be about another week or so before I put another freestyle bit out. But that's pretty much it. So I know a lot of you have left, but those of you who are watching right now in the future, appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in and kind words and everything else you guys have been saying. So here we go. Applause on that. I'm going to do my song just because I love it. It's missed. I'd love to get the show back on. But all right, until next time, remember, be cool to one another, be nice to one another, go out there and go get you some of that. I'm out. Later.